Chapter 1, The End. Blood stinks different when it's his. Hot, sharp, familiar in the worst way. Damien lies crumpled on the floor like a discarded crown. Gold-streaked hair matted with red. His once imperious mouth now slack, smeared, gasping. The firelight from the collapsing palace bathes everything in orange and gold. But nothing feels warm. Nothing feels real. I'm shaking. Not from fear. From the release. From the years I never thought would end. He looks up at me through one good eye. The other's swelling shut. He should be dead already, but Damien was always too stubborn for that. Harry! His voice is cracked. Human. Almost pleading. I laugh. I fucking laugh. Don't say my name like that. I spit. Raising the dagger again. It's not even mine. It belonged to one of his guards. He killed them too. He deserved it. You don't get to call me like we're still in that room. You don't get to talk to me like you didn't break me. He winces. He knows. Somewhere beneath the blood, his pride, his alpha-born bones, he knows. I step closer. He doesn't even flinch. Maybe he's waiting for it. Maybe he wants it. That almost makes it worse. I should have done this years ago, I whisper. You did, every time you looked at me like that. He says, eyes closing. Like what? Like he was a god and a monster in the same breath? Like I hated him so much I couldn't breathe without it tasting like ash? I slam the dagger into the floor beside his head. He flinches this time. I crouch beside him. I want you to feel this, the fear, the powerlessness. Everything you made me choke on while I begged you not to. I hiss. I cut myself off. My chest feels too tight. Like if I speak it aloud, it'll become real again. Damien coughs blood. Smiles through it. You were always strong. I always knew you'd be the one to end me. I hate how calm he is. I hate that this feels like some twisted goodbye, not justice. I press the blade to his throat. He closes his eyes. You're not getting reincarnated into a fairy tale, I say. His lips part, bloody teeth barely showing. You'd be surprised what comes back. Then he dies. There's no scream, no drama, just a breath, a pause, and silence that swallows the burning palace whole. I stagger back, hands slick, lungs burning. My heart doesn't race. It should. I just killed an alpha. The alpha. My mate by blood. My abuser by choice. But I feel nothing. No triumph. No peace. Just smoke. I look down at his body. His face is already empty. I wish it made me feel powerful. Instead, I feel like I just killed a ghost. And ghosts don't stay dead for long. I walk out of the palace alone. Ash falls like snow. I don't look back. But as I step into the cold wind, a voice, not his, not mine, slips into my thoughts like a needle. This isn't over. I freeze. There's no one behind me. Just fire, bones, and the ghost of the man I thought I'd finally buried. Chapter 2, Rebirth. 3 years. 3 years since I killed Damien. Since I watched the palace burn with him inside it. Since I walked away with ash in my lungs and the weight of freedom on my back. And yet every time I close my eyes, I still hear him whisper, "This isn't over." I never believed in fate. Not really. Not until that night. But now, I don't know what to believe. And I don't like the feeling crawling up my spine. Harry! I blink and look up. Neria's standing over me, arms crossed, her expression tight and annoyed. You're doing that thing again, staring at nothing like it's about to attack you, she says. I glance down at the silver goblet in my hand. Untouched. Wine, dark as blood. Push it away. Maybe I was hoping it would. Don't joke like that. It wasn't a joke. She sighs and sits beside me on the stone bench, her presence grounding, if not exactly comforting. The capital is louder than I remember. Since the treaty, Omegas are welcome in the courts now. Paraded like ornaments. Offered titles and tokens like it makes up for decades of chains. I only came because I was summoned as part of the peace envoy. The council made it clear. You don't refuse a royal request, Harry. I should have stayed in the lowlands, they didn't care who I was. I could breathe there. I murmur. Then why didn't you? Neria asks, but she already knows. Because something was pulling me back. Not duty. Not politics. Something worse. Presence I can't explain. Something I haven't even admitted out loud. Before I can speak, the heavy doors to the throne hall swing open. The court hushes. The air turns electric, announcing Crown Prince Damien of House Arden. The herald bellows, voice booming across the marble floor. My heart stops. No, it's a coincidence. A sick joke. Another Damien. But when I look up, it's him. He's standing there like a ghost made flesh. Younger, maybe, softer around the edges. No scars. But it's him. The same eyes. The same bone structure. The same aura that always made my skin crawl and ache. My vision blurs at the edges. I can't breathe. Harry, what the hell is wrong? Neria asks, grabbing my arm. I'm already standing. His gaze sweeps the room and stops on me. And the bond snaps, like a snare around my throat. My breath catches. The pain is instant. Raw. Deep in my chest. In my scent glands. In my heat-scarred soul. Faded. No, not again. Not him. His expression changes. Confusion flickers across his face. He takes a step forward, hesitant, curious. Not cruel. Not commanding. He's looking at me like I'm a puzzle he doesn't remember solving. Do I know you? He asks. His voice is softer, uncertain. My lips part. I want to scream. I want to rip the bond out with my own hands. I want to lunge across the floor but I smile. The fakest, coldest smile I've ever worn. No, we've never met, I say and bow my head. Inside, I'm already unraveling. Outside, I wear the mask. Because if Damien Arden is back, if he's been reborn, then fate isn't just cruel. It's sadistic. And this time I'll destroy him slowly. Even if it kills me. Chapter 3: The Scar Under the Skin. The scent hits me again the next morning. That maddening, infuriating scent. Amber and smoke and something deeper. Wild cedar soaked in rain. It's faint, but it lingers in the corridor of the royal guest wing like it belongs here. Like he belongs here. I freeze in place, my tray of tea tilting slightly in my hands. Drops splash against my sleeve. I don't feel it. I lean against the wall, eyes closing, trying to breathe past the pull. My body still knows him. It recognizes him, even if my mind wants to claw the memory out of my skull. It shouldn't be possible. Bonds don't come back after death. Especially not after blood. Especially not after I ended him. And yet, here we are. I managed to get through the council breakfast with a face like stone and hands that don't shake. The whispers start early, about the prince who returned from near death, about his miraculous survival, about the Omega envoy he couldn't take his eyes off. I ignore them. I have to, but I feel Neria watching me. Always watching. You know who he is. I know what he is. She grabs my wrist and pulls me behind the fountain where no one can hear. I don't believe in reincarnation, but your face when you saw him? That wasn't politics. That was war. She says, voice low and tight. I rip my hand free. You don't get it. I do more than you think. But you're walking into something dangerous. If he remembers, she snaps. He doesn't. I looked into his eyes. There was no recognition. Just emptiness. I cut in. Or guilt. I scoff. Don't give him that much credit. Later, I pass him in the gardens. I didn't plan to. I'd avoided every hallway, every corridor where he might be. But fate is a bastard, and I find myself turning the corner just as he steps out of the southern archway. We stop. Dead silence. He smiles first. Not charming, tentative. I was hoping I'd see you again. I raise an eyebrow. We already met. I know, but something about you feels familiar. There it is. The thing I feared. That flicker of memory. Or maybe it's instinct. Soul-deep recognition that neither of us can control. I keep my expression blank. I've traveled a lot. Maybe I have one of those faces. No, he tilts his head slightly, scent brushing the air between us. It's more than that. When I saw you, I felt. He trails off. Frowns. I don't know. Like I'd lost something. And found it again. My lungs lock up. He doesn't remember, but the bond does. I force myself to step closer. I want to test him. You survived a terrible fever, didn't you? They say you nearly died. I say casually. He nods. I was out for almost a week. When I woke up, I felt different. My nails dig into my palm. He continues, watching me carefully. Sometimes I dream of a fire, a blade, pain. But when I wake up, it's all gone. Just smoke. I can't breathe. He sees it. Do you believe in fate? He asks softly. No, I believe in consequences. I whisper. That night, I stand in front of the mirror in my quarters. I pull my collar down. My mark gland is untouched. Clean. Fated bond or not, he never got to claim me. But my scars? They never left. I trail fingers down the one at my side, just beneath my ribs. The one he gave me the first night I disobeyed. I should have died then. I wish I had sometimes. Now he's back. Beautiful. Kind. Reborn. And no one knows what he was. Only me. So I'll keep smiling. I'll keep lying. And I'll get close enough to finish what I started. Even if this time I have to kiss him while I do it. Chapter 4, The Long Game. If I can make him fall in love with me, I can break him. Not just kill him. Ruin him. That's the difference between justice and revenge. Justice is quick. Revenge is slow. Revenge looks him in the eyes while he's begging. So I smile when he invites me to walk with him. I laugh when he asks if I like the gardens here. And I say yes, even though they smell like rot. He's beside me now, walking too close for propriety, but not quite touching me. His scent is overwhelming, but I don't flinch. I won't flinch. If anything, I lean in slightly, just enough to let the bond hum. Let him feel it. He notices. Are you always this quiet? He asks. Only when I don't trust someone. I reply easily. That makes him smile. So, now you trust me? I tilt my head and give him a look. I said I was quiet, not stupid. He laughs. And God's help me, it sounds real. Not the cruel, barking laugh from before. This one is lighter, warmer. I hate how my chest reacts to it. I can't figure you out. Most people try to impress me. You treat me like I'm made of glass. He says after a moment. I stop walking, turn to face him. No, I treat you like someone who could cut me if I look away too long. I say. His smile fades. Do I scare you? I take a breath, slow and controlled. Then I step closer, barely inches from him now. I think you scare yourself more than you scare me. That rattles him. He stares at me, searching my face like I'm the one full of answers. Like I'm some long-lost secret. I don't know why I feel this way around you. Like I've hurt you before. And I don't even know your name. He murmurs. You do. You knew it when you broke me. You knew it when I bled in your bed. When you ordered me to smile through it. But I smile now. Like, Harry. Harry. That's my name. Harry, he repeats. And it sounds like something sacred in his mouth. I want to rip his throat out. I want to kiss him until he chokes on the bond. That night, I sit at my window long after the lamps are out. The moon is bright, cold, silver as the blade I almost drove into his throat earlier this evening, when he leaned close to adjust the collar of my robe. May I? He asked, voice like velvet. And I nodded, because I needed to feel it, needed to remember what it's like to have his hands on me. He touched my throat, just above the gland, brushing hair aside. I wanted to scream. I wanted to sob. Instead, I said, "You're gentle, for a prince." He smiled and said, "I hate hurting people." And for a moment, just one goddamn second, I believed him. That's how twisted this is. This isn't about healing. This is about control. I couldn't stop him last time. But now I'm going to make him love me so deeply, so helplessly, that when I finally tell him who I am, what he did to me, he'll break. And if he doesn't, then I'll finish what I started in that burning palace. Let the game begin. Chapter 5, The Bond. I don't notice it at first. Just a shiver when he walks into the room. Then a pull behind my ribcage. Tight, like a hook embedded in my lungs. It's nothing. A phantom reaction. A trick of scent and memory. Except it isn't. Because I'm sweating. Because my pulse won't slow. Because when Damien speaks, low, careful, a little shy, I feel my goddamn knees weaken. I thought maybe you'd vanished, you missed the breakfast council. He says, approaching with a plate in one hand and 2 cups of herbal tea in the other. I had a headache. I lie and take the tea. He doesn't press. He sits across from me on the bench overlooking the courtyard, lit in soft gray dusk. His thigh brushes mine. He doesn't move away. Neither do I. I tell myself it's strategy. Proximity makes the bond louder, more dangerous. I need to know what he feels, what I feel. Do you get those a lot? Headaches. He asks after a quiet sip. Only around loud, arrogant alphas. I reply deadpan. He grins. Ah, so I'm your trigger. You have no idea. He's so close now I can hear his breath shift. I can feel the edge of his scent curling around me. It's clean. Intoxicating. Too much. The bond is active. Too active. Later, in my quarters, I strip off my outer robe and toss it on the floor. The scent clings to me. His scent. It makes my skin itch. My throat ache. I try to scrub it off in the wash basin. Cold water. Harsh soap. I scrub until my skin burns. But it's inside me. That bond. That fucking bond. Like a parasite wrapping itself around my spine. And then it hits. A wave. Low, sharp, crawling under my skin like heat. No, not now. Not yet. I reach for my suppressants. I keep a stash hidden in the wall under a loose stone. High grade. Meant for emergencies. I swallow 3. It dulls the worst of it. But the pull doesn't leave. My body knows. It remembers him. Not as he is now, but as he was. The man who claimed me without kindness. The alpha who ruined my first heat with bruises and cruelty. The one I killed. I should be vomiting. I should be screaming. Instead, I press my hand to the center of my chest and feel the bond pulse under my skin. Damn it! I whisper. A knock. I freeze. It's late. Too late for formality. I pull a blade from under the bed before opening the door a sliver. Damien. Of course it's him. I heard you weren't well, he says, voice low. I almost slam the door in his face. Instead, I open it wider. I'm fine. You look pale. I always look pale. He steps in before I can stop him. And suddenly he's inside my space. My sanctuary. The one place I didn't want him to stain. His eyes scan the room. His gaze lingers on the tray of untouched food. The open wash basin. My damp shirt clinging to my chest. I didn't mean to bother you, but I felt something. Like you were hurting. He says softly. My fingers tighten around the blade hidden behind my back. He felt it. The bond. Even through suppressants. That terrifies me more than anything. I'm not. I lie again. He steps closer. Can I help? I laugh cold, broken. Help? How? You don't even know what you are to me. He flinches slightly. What am I then? I look up into his face. Beautiful. Kind. Oblivious. And I almost say it. Almost scream, you're the man who destroyed me. Instead, I smile. Someone I'll forget. I whisper. He looks hurt. Like I slapped him. But he nods. I just wanted to make sure you were all right. And then he does something I didn't expect. He reaches out and cups my face gently. Not possessively. Not dominantly. Just soft. I go still. I don't know what happened to you, but I swear to you, I'd never hurt you. Not if I could help it. He says, voice trembling. And for one horrifying, soul-twisting second, I believe him. That's when I shove him away. Get out. I hiss. He steps back, stunned. Hurt. Harry. Out. He leaves. But his scent stays. And I stand there shaking, blade clattering to the floor, as my body screams for the man I swore I'd destroy. Chapter 6. The past repeats. The suppressant fails at exactly 2 a.m. I'm already awake when it happens. Curled on my side, teeth clenched, nails digging into my palm so hard I've broken skin. My glands are swollen. Heat is crawling up my spine like fire under my skin. The bond hums, alive, vibrating through my chest like a scream I can't let out. No, 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 no. I stagger to my feet, almost slipping on the floorboards, and rip the hidden panel from the wall. Empty. The last dose. I used it already. My breath comes fast now. My skin burns. My muscles twitch. The bond screams for him. The same man I once begged to stop. The same hands that held me down. No, I killed him. But he's here. Alive. And I'm marked for him all over again. I slap my palm against the summoning stone embedded near the doorframe, almost crushing it with the force. A red flare of magic pulses through the stone halls. Emergency signal. Medical. Minutes pass. I claw at my robes. Everything feels tight. I can't breathe. My scent is flooding the room now. Rich, potent, desperate. Anyone near will smell it. He will smell it. And that thought alone nearly sends me into full collapse. I stagger toward the corner of the room, furthest from the door, curling up in a tight ball, shivering. Tears prick my eyes, but I choke them back. I won't cry. Not again. I won't be that Omega. Not for him. Then the door slams open, and my world stops. Harry? Damien. Of course it's him. No guards. No medics. Just him. Standing in the doorway, eyes wide, scent laced with instinct and confusion, and he steps forward, and my panic explodes. Get out! I scream, voice hoarse, clawing at the wall. Get the fuck away from me! He stops cold, hands up, but the bond pulls at him. I see it in his eyes. He's trying to resist it, fighting the urge to get close, to comfort, to claim. I'm shaking uncontrollably now. I feel his voice echoing in my memory. You'll always need me when you're like this, Harry. That's what you were made for. My stomach twists. I want to vomit. I want to die. Damien kneels slowly, not touching me. I'm not going to hurt you, you're in heat. You need help. He says, voice low and soft. You don't get to help me, I whisper. You summoned. I wanted a doctor, not a fated mistake. He flinches, but he stays. Of course he does. Always so good at staying once I'm broken. Then the bond hits him full force. I see it. He gasps, hand gripping his chest like he's been stabbed. His sense spikes, alpha instinct flaring. But he doesn't move. He doesn't touch me. I'm not going to claim you. I swear to you. I can help regulate your body temperature just by being close. I won't lay a hand on you unless you say it's okay. He says. His voice cracks. I laugh bitterly. You've said that before. What before? When, this is my first time being with you at this moment, I don't know what happened to you. What caused you to be this cold and distant? But please, I won't hurt you. He breathes. I realized that I said something that I shouldn't because of this unbearable heat. I'm sorry. I've misspoken, I say. I'm dizzy. Cold now, not hot. My skin is clammy. The bond's gone chaotic, crashing back and forth between craving and terror. I might pass out. Harry, I can ground the heat. Let me help. He whispers, moving an inch closer. I hate him. I hate myself more. But I nod. Just once. That's all it takes. He moves behind me, slow and careful, like I'm made of glass. He doesn't touch skin. Just wraps a warm cloak around my shoulders and sits behind me. Back to mine, his breathing slow, even. I feel the bond's pull trying to sink us. And for once, he doesn't force it. He just breathes with me, and I breathe with him. And I hate that it helps. I wake hours later, still wrapped in warmth, sweat drying on my skin. Damien is still there, awake, still silent, still not touching me, just waiting, like someone who actually gives a damn. And that terrifies me more than anything. Because I remember the monster. But this man is breaking my plan without even trying. Chapter 7, Break the Mirror. The cloak still smells like him. I burn it anyway, throw it into the hearth and watch it curl and blacken like old flesh. The room fills with smoke that tastes like memory, like cedar, amber, and shame. It was just proximity. That's all it was. A biological glitch, a heat spike. A moment of weakness in a body that still obeys instincts I want dead. He didn't touch me. He could have. He didn't. I should be grateful. But all I feel is rage. Because he was gentle. And Damien was never gentle. Neria finds me in the library hours later, face down in a book I haven't turned the page on in 30 minutes. She drops a satchel of medical-grade suppressants onto the table without a word. "You're welcome, I had to sell a favor to get those," she says flatly, sitting beside me. "Who?" I murmur. "A beta councilman with a foot kink and a fragile ego." I glance at her, expression wry. "You hoard yourself for my hormones?" She grins faintly. "Please. I just let him think I might sit on his face if he did me a favor. Never said when." I laugh despite myself. It dies quickly. "He stayed with me through the whole night." Her expression hardens. "Did he touch you?" "No. He stayed behind me. Said it would stabilize the bond if I let him close." "And you did." "I didn't have a choice." "You always have a choice, Harry." "No. Not when fate decides you belong to the man you once killed." I say softly, tracing the edge of the page. Later that day, I follow him. I don't plan it. I tell myself I'm just walking the outer gardens for air. But when I see him taking the servant's path through the lower gate, I start moving. I shadow him through the town's edge, hood pulled low, scent masked with Neria's concoctions. He doesn't notice me. He's not going anywhere dangerous. Just a crumbling old temple on the cliffside. Forgotten by most. But not by him, apparently. He kneels in front of a child-sized altar, places an offering of fruit and pressed flowers, whispers something with his eyes closed. I watch from the trees. He stays for a long time. He doesn't look like a prince. He looks like a boy who's lost something and doesn't know how to name it. On the way back, he finds an injured beast. A desert hound, thin, starving, limping. He kneels beside it, hands out. It growls. He waits. Minutes pass. Then it sniffs his palm, lets him lift it. He carries it in his arms all the way back to the stables. I see him wrap it in warm cloth, feed it dried meat, whisper to it like it's precious. And I want to scream, because this isn't him. Can't be. That night, I stare at my reflection. The man in the mirror looks like he's aging in reverse. Eyes too wide, mouth too tight, fragile like a string pulled too taut. "You're faking it. Just like I am," I whisper to the glass. But the mirror doesn't lie. And neither does the echo of his voice in my skull. "I don't know what happened to you. But I'd never hurt you. So why do I feel like I'm the one hurting him now? Why does it make me sick?" Chapter 8, Regression. I keep seeing him in flashes. Not Damien, not this version of him, but him. The old one. The one I killed. The one who whispered cruelty like poetry and left bruises as apologies. At night, I hear his voice under Damien's, like a second heartbeat. When he speaks softly now, I hear what it sounded like back then. Sharp, dangerous, dominant. It's not real. I know it's not real. But my body doesn't care. It happens again in the sparring ring. They invited me to train. Something about unity between alphas and omegas, public appearances, harmless press. I said yes. Public manipulation goes both ways. The training hall smells like metal, sweat, and lies. Cameras line the back wall, disguised as curiosity. Everyone's watching, waiting, measuring. Damien is already there when I arrive. Sleeves rolled, hair tied back. Casual, comfortable, beautiful. I hate how my throat tightens at the sight. "You showed up," he says, smiling like he didn't tear me apart in another life. "You sound surprised. I don't know what to expect from you anymore." "Good. Keep it that way," I say. He laughs, low and almost fond. "Still a sharp tongue. Better than a dull mind." We circle each other. The ring shrinks with each step. Blunted blades. Light footing. Controlled strikes. He doesn't go easy on me, and I don't need him to. I'm faster. Smarter. Angrier. I duck under a feint pivot, catch him with the flat of my blade just under his ribs. He exhales hard. Stumbles. Grins. "That one hurt." "Good." He straightens, wipes sweat from his brow with the back of his wrist. "You always fought like you had something to prove." "I don't." "Then what are you fighting for?" Another clash. Blades scream against each other. His eyes lock with mine. And just for a moment, a flicker, a crack in the surface. I see it. A shadow. Not anger. Not pain. Possession. That old glint I used to see right before I freeze. Everything stops. He sees it. Harry. His voice softens, gentle, familiar. Wrong. I take a step back. My blade trembles in my grip. I feel 13 again. Trapped again. Don't, I whisper. His brows knit. Don't what? Don't look at me like that. He lowers his sword. Confusion in his eyes. Like what? Like you own me. The words echo too loud in the silent ring. He blinks. Steps back slowly, like approaching a wounded animal. I didn't mean to. I wasn't. I'm already walking away. The crowd parts for me like I'm a ghost. I make it back to my chambers and tear my training robe off like it's drenched in acid. My scent is chaos. Fear. Shame. Confusion. Heat starting to spike again, just from proximity. I slam the door. I lean my head against the cool stone wall and try to breathe. I was in control. But he looked at me like him. And the bond liked it. Neria bursts in an hour later. No knock. No warning. Just storm energy and unspoken worry. She tosses a bottle on the table. Heat suppressants. You're welcome. I didn't ask. You didn't have to. I heard what happened. She folds her arms. Great. Did they post it on the castle walls yet? I mutter, turning away. You flinched, Harry. In front of everyone. Like you were back there again. I say nothing. I finally say. The words feel like rust in my mouth. Her face softens, but her voice doesn't. Then why are you still here? I look at her. I don't know anymore. She doesn't say anything for a while. Just sits beside me on the bed. Silent solidarity. That night I dream. Not of fire. Not of blood. Of hands. His hands. Too tight around my wrists. His mouth against my throat. Voice thick with triumph. You were made for me. You'll always come back. I wake up choking on a scream. The room is cold, but I'm sweating like I ran through hell. I stagger to the mirror. My reflection stares back like a stranger. Hair damp, eyes glassy, gland flushed. The bond glows beneath my skin like bruised light. Pulsing, persistent, alive. I touch it, flinch. Behind me, no one, but I feel him. Not Damien. The other him. The ghost I buried with my bare hands. He's still here. Not alive. Not dead. Just waiting. Chapter 9, The Breaking Point. The spell isn't legal. It isn't clean. It isn't safe. But I don't care. If I have to rip the bond out of my gland with my own bare hands, I will. The witch in the woods outside the capital doesn't ask for my name. She doesn't need it. She takes one look at me. Hollowed eyes, trembling jaw, the stench of desperation clinging to my skin, and nods once. You'll bleed, maybe from the inside. She says, voice dry and brittle as crumbling leaves. I have bled before, I answer. She moves without another word, laying out the ritual. Salt lines thick and jagged. Binding chalk in sigils older than the crown. Obsidian knives soaked in bond rot. Forbidden, cursed, humming with volatile magic. Think carefully, Omega. Cutting a bond is like killing part of your soul. She warns, meeting my gaze. He already did that. Her gaze narrows, not in pity, but in recognition. And yet here you are, still clinging to the pain. The ritual begins at midnight. The room is silent but for the slow drip of wax and my own heartbeat, pounding like a war drum inside my chest. I kneel shirtless in the center of the circle, my gland exposed. Vulnerable. Raw. The air stinks of burning herbs, blood, iron. Magic chokes the space like smoke. Thick, unrelenting. The witch draws the final symbol across my chest with her thumb, whispering in the old tongue. My mouth shapes the words after her. And then it begins. The pain is not pain. It's obliteration, like being torn out of my own body, nerve by nerve. Like my skin is being peeled back while something inside me screams to stay. The bond twists, spasms, fights. Screams not just inside me, but somewhere else. Far away, and closer than I want. I feel him. Wherever Damien is, he feels it too. Then a crash. The barrier shatters like glass. The salt circle splinters. The obsidian fractures. And he's there. Harry! His voice is shredded. He's panting. Shirt ripped halfway down his chest. Sweat streaking his face. Blood smeared across one palm. His eyes land on me. Kneeling, shaking, bleeding from the gland. And he freezes. You shouldn't be here, I growl. My voice is barely a whisper. My body is convulsing. The bond a beast thrashing under my skin. What the hell are you doing? He roars. Killing it. Killing this bond. I spit. He drops to his knees beside me. His hand hovers above my shoulder, twitching like it wants to touch, but doesn't. You could have died, he says, voice cracking. Would have been worth it. His face contorts. Why, Harry? Why? What did I do? You existed, you came back. And the world decided I belonged to you all over again. I snarl. What do you mean I came back? And my existence, that's what I did? Please, I won't hurt you. I won't. His voice breaks. You said that last time too, right before you marked me. Right before you ruined everything I was. I hiss. He goes still. Silent. Then softly, like an oath. I don't remember hurting you. But if you say I did, if in your life I was the monster, then I won't say I didn't. I won't gaslight you. So I'll say this, and I'll keep saying it until you believe it. I am not him. I will never touch you unless you ask me to. I will never mark you. I will never control you. I laugh sharp, hysterical, broken. You don't get it, Damien. I don't need your kindness. I need this thing out of me. He looks like I just stabbed him. And then the world tilts. My body gives out. The pain crests. The bond lashes. My vision whites out. I wake to warmth. Not heat. Not fire. Just warmth. A blanket tucked around me. A salve-slicked cloth pressed to my neck. My gland aches, raw but intact. The bond still pulses. Faint. Unsteady. But there. I taste iron in my mouth. I open my eyes. Damien sits across from me, by the hearth. His shirt is off. Cuts up his forearms. Dried blood on his knuckles. His head is bowed like he's praying. Or punishing himself. He looks up when he senses me stir. I didn't touch you, you passed out. I carried you back. That's all. He says instantly. I turn my face away. You shouldn't have saved me. He stares into the fire. I didn't do it for the bond, I did it because you were in pain. He says, voice low. I close my eyes. Good. I hope it scared you. He swallows hard. It did. His voice is so quiet I almost miss it. I was terrified. And somehow that breaks something in me. Because Damien Arden, the man I hated, was never afraid of anything. But this man is afraid of hurting me. I pull the blanket tighter around myself and curl into the warmth. The bond still breathes inside me. Not whole. Not gone. Just alive. And for the first time, I don't know if I want it severed. Or if I'm just afraid of who I'll be without it. Chapter 10, The Confession. I don't know what finally pushes me to do it. Maybe it's the silence. Maybe it's the way Damien looks at me now. Not like I'm fragile, but like I'm real. Like he sees the monster and doesn't flinch. Like he's waiting for something only I can give him. Or maybe I'm just tired. Tired of carrying the weight. The secrets. The ghost of a man I buried with my own hands. Still breathing behind my eyes. He finds me outside the stables. I'm leaning against the fence, watching the desert hound he rescued. The one that used to shake at its own shadow, and now sprawls in the sun like it's earned peace. I envy it. Damien doesn't say anything at first. He approaches slowly like I might bolt. Like I'm something wounded and cornered. He stops a few feet away. The wind pulls dust across the yard between us. I need you to listen, I say. I always do, he answers quietly. No, not like before. I murmur, jaw tight. I don't turn to face him yet. I'm afraid if I look at him, I won't be able to say it. I'm going to tell you things you won't want to hear. Things you'll wish you could unknow. I won't stop you. I exhale. finally meet his eyes. And I drop the match. I killed you. He doesn't blink. Doesn't speak. Just waits. That hurts more than a denial would've. You had another name. Another life. You were a prince. Revered. Untouchable. I was your Omega. I scoff bitter. No. Not yours. Never yours. You claimed me. Collared me. Turned my heat into a battlefield you kept winning. His jaw clenches just slightly. His eyes don't look away. You stripped me down to obedience. Controlled everything. Where I slept. What I wore. Who I was allowed to look at. You took my heat like it was a prize. A ritual. A right. You never asked. The sun presses down. The air thickens. Still he stays. You locked me in a cell the first time I disobeyed. Underground. No light. No food. No suppressant. Just scent markers smeared on the walls to keep me docile while I burned. I hear his breath catch. Good. I want it to hurt. I waited. I smiled. I bowed. I kissed your hand and counted your footsteps. I say. My voice drops. I poisoned your wine. Not enough to kill. Just enough to make you slow. Pause. And then I stab you behind your back. The words hang in the air, full of acid and memory. I dragged your body to the fire myself. I continue quieter now. He says nothing. Not one word. Just stands there, like his body doesn't quite know how to hold itself up anymore. I was happy when you died. I finish. There it is. The whole weight. Dropped. When I finally look back up, he's crying. No gasping. No sobbing. Just tears. Silent. Steady. Like he doesn't think he deserves to stop them. I don't remember any of that, he says, voice like wet paper. I know. But I believe you. The fence is suddenly too cold beneath my fingers. I believe every word, and I'm so sorry. He says again, firmer now. You don't get to apologize for someone else's blood. I snap. I'm not. I'm apologizing for mine. For the version of me that lived in that skin. Even if I don't remember it, even if it was another life, that soul was mine. That cruelty came from me. He breathes. His hands tremble. He grips them together like he can hold himself still if he just tries hard enough. I don't want forgiveness, not if it means you have to let go of what you survived to give it. He whispers. I laugh, and it cracks me open. Tears spill without permission. A sound escapes my chest. Gutted and jagged. Like breaking glass in the dark. You're not him, I whisper. And this time I believe it. Really, truly believe it. Damien steps forward. Carefully. Slowly. Like he's asking without words. I don't back away. I take the step instead. Close the space. Press my forehead to his chest. Not seeking comfort. Just needing something real. My fists stay clenched at my sides. I hated you, I still do. Sometimes. And I don't know how to stop. I murmur. His breath hitches just once. Then steadies. I'll never ask you to stop, but I'll stay. For as long as you need. Even if you never let me any closer. He says. He doesn't move. Doesn't touch. Doesn't force the bond to hum. Just stands there. Steady. Warm. Human. And for the first time in years, I don't feel like a wound. I don't feel alone. Chapter 11, The Choice. Do you want the bond? I ask him. He freezes. His eyes snap to mine like he wasn't expecting the question. Like it physically knocked something loose inside him. What? He says, barely breathing. I repeat it slower this time. Do you want the bond? Not because it's there. Not because fate says so. But because you do. He stares at me for a long moment. Then softly, almost too soft to hear. I want you. I swallow. But you didn't answer my question. He stands. Walks to the window like he's suddenly too full of thought to sit still. His hands curl against the frame. The firelight brushes the side of his face, casting half of it in gold and half in shadow. The silence stretches. Then, I want to be free of it, just long enough to ask you without it. He says quietly. I blink. That stops me. That undoes me. He turns back to me. I don't want you to love me because of magic, or instinct, or the way your body remembers mine. I want you to choose me. Like a man. Not like a mate. His voice is steady now. I don't know what to say. I just stare. Because that's what I've always wanted too. To be chosen, not claimed. Wanted, not owed. He crosses the room slowly. No touch. No assumptions. Just presence. A soft gravity. I don't care if you never mark me. I don't care if you never let me touch you again. He says. He kneels beside the bed, eyes level with mine. I just want to be near you. Even if it's on your terms. Even if it means you never say the words. I don't realize I'm shaking until I see his hands. Steady, open, resting on his knees, like he's offering without expectation. I want to be something good in your life, even if that just means I'm the one who gets to watch you finally heal. He says. My throat aches. Something inside me shifts. Not a crack. Not a fracture. Just an opening. Gentle. Like a window sliding open after years of rust and silence. I reach out. I touch his hand. Just that. Nothing more. His breath catches. Just slightly. And when he looks at me, it's like I handed him a star. I want to try. I whisper. His eyes search mine. No pressure. No rush. He's waiting for my pace. My whole life, people took pieces from me. They didn't ask. They didn't wait. I say. He nods. Once. Quiet understanding in every line of his face. I don't know what love looks like yet. But if you're willing to go slow and give me time, I think I can find out. I admit. I'll wait, he says. No hesitation. Then we go slow. That night, he doesn't sleep in the bed. He curls up on the floor, blanket wrapped around his shoulders, back to the fire. Close but not crowding. Respectful distance. Like he means every word he said. I wake up once around midnight. The room is quiet. The fire's dying. He's still awake, watching me, not like a predator, not like a lover, just watching, like he's keeping vigil. I don't speak, neither does he, but I reach out, slow, deliberate, and let my hand dangle off the edge of the bed. His eyes widen just a little, and then he reaches up and takes my hand. Gently, carefully. His thumb brushes the back of mine, the faintest motion, like a question he's not even saying out loud. And I don't pull away. We fall asleep like that. Not as alpha and omega. Not as victim and monster. Not as fate-bound strangers. But as two men. One already broken, one almost lost. Trying. Chapter 12, a different ending. The house is small. 1 floor. 3 rooms. Wood that creaks when it rains. It sits on a hill just outside the edge of everything, the kingdom, the capital, the politics. No guards. No council. Just space. Quiet. Air I can finally breathe. Ours. Damien built most of it with his hands. He showed up weeks after I was cleared to travel. A map tucked under one arm and dirt under his fingernails. Said he found some land no one wanted. Said we didn't need anything big. Just something no one else had touched. Said maybe it was time we stopped surviving and started living. He offered me the second key without speaking. I took it. Some nights we don't talk much. I'll be in the garden. The one I never thought I'd enjoy. Sleeves rolled, dirt under my nails, planting things just to see if they'll live. He'll be chopping wood a few yards away. Shirt off, skin golden in the evening light like he doesn't know what it does to me. Maybe he does. We sleep in the same bed now. Nothing more, nothing less. And somehow, that's enough. Today it's raining. Not hard, just steady. A quiet hush across the roof. The kind of rain that makes you slow down. Damien's sitting cross-legged on the floor, patching a crack in the window frame. His hair's damp. His shirt's rolled to the elbows. He's humming something under his breath, off-key, content. I watch him from the kitchen table. The bond pulses warm in my chest. Not a leash anymore. Not a threat. Just presence. It used to burn. Now it glows. He looks up, like he feels me staring. He always does. What? He asks, half smiling. I was thinking we need to fix the west gutter. I say, I'll do it tomorrow. I correct. He chuckles. All right, we will do it tomorrow. I nod. But that's not what I meant. I stand. cross the room. He watches me, curious, not tense. Never tense around me anymore. He trusts me. God's help me. I kneel in front of him. Harry? Everything okay? His voice dips, suddenly serious. Yeah. I need to say something. I pause. He straightens. Quiet now. Ready. I reach for his hand. His left one, the one he fidgets with when he's nervous. He lets me take it. I hold it gently, thumb brushing over his pulse. I've hated the idea of marking someone, or marked by someone. I say, because the first time it felt like chains, like ownership, like something I never asked for. I know, he whispers, but I've been thinking maybe it's not about ownership. Maybe it's about claiming the life I want, owning to the person I love, the one we've built, on purpose. I continue. He blinks. Harry, I want to mark you, and you to mark me. I say. His breath stutters. I want to choose you, not because of fate, not because of instinct, but because I woke up this morning, looked at you across that ridiculous half-fixed window, and thought, I want this for the rest of my life. I wait for him to pull away, to say no. He doesn't. He just nods and leans forward. The bite is slow, intentional. My teeth sink in just above his gland. Not rushed, not rough. It's not about claiming. It's a promise. And when I pull back, he's staring at me like the world just tilted and finally landed upright. Tears in his eyes, but not from pain, from something else, something softer, something whole. Then he did the same, so gently and so passionately. I love you, he says, and this time, I don't freeze, I don't flinch, I don't panic. I smile. I know, and I love you too, I say, and I kissed him. His lips, like I'm craving them, but so carefully, like I'm kissing a flower petal. We both were like that, because in this life we didn't want even a little hurt. We stay like that for a long time, kneeling on the floor, the rain steady overhead, the fire humming low in the hearth. The bond doesn't flare or burn. It hums, low and golden, like a hearth fire, steady warmth, no demand. For the first time in either of my lives, I am not afraid, not of him, not of myself, not of the bond, because I chose this, and he let me.